Hello, Creative One. It's Cami Polvolt here, Intentional Creativity Coach, and I'm here to show you a new metacognitive painting, drawing, coloring process to tap into your self-understanding, your self-awareness of joy. So how joyful are you? This is one way that it may end up looking like for you. It's up to you how you pattern your page. You could be very structured and make blocks of colors. You don't have to do these waves. Your creative ideas about how you want your page to look is entirely up to you. There are about 5 steps in total. One of the steps is including getting your supplies. So don't worry, it's not too in-depth, and at the end of in the notes of the video, I will put a link to a PDF file that has some additional information about joy that I think you'll find very helpful. You can read that after you go through this process. I say that because I want you to be very true to yourself and not have the information that's in that PDF document to taint your personal experience with this metacognitive joyful awareness process. So without further ado, we'll get right into it. All right, first off, you want to gather your supplies. You're going to gather your mixed media journal. This is if you're in the Creatively Cultivating Consciousness community already and have purchased yourself a mixed media journal. If you decided to use just random regular type paper, I will let you know that they're not very durable for this type of exercise. You need thicker paper, so try to find stock paper or something, construction paper, a little bit more heavy than the traditional printer paper. You're going to need your paints, your markers, your crayons, your pastels, your paint marker in a color of white. That's called paint pen, crayon, colored pencil, and white for writing. And then if you choose to use black to write, I highly encourage you to use a waterproof pen from Micron or Faber-Castell. Step one is take note of your current feeling. So before you even start to paint, I want you to take note of how you're feeling right now. And if you are feeling overwhelmed or distracted by what's going on in your life right now, I encourage you to just do this step until you're in a state where joyfulness can be looked upon with a more open-mindedness view. What you can do is this coloring exercise until you feel like you have reached a place of purging whatever's going on in your life. So when you're ready, you're going to begin to color or paint on the page any way you want. You don't have to follow the pattern that I have done here. And you're going to be thinking about aspects of joy. How does joy show up for you? There's very different ways that joy shows up for you. And you can see in this video that I am showing you how I quickly laid down watercolor paint, and then I do some extra little fun things every now and then that you'll see, like these little dots and additive colors. Those are just things that make me happy, so that's what I do. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Step two, you're going to mark the page with something that says, joy, or go, how joyful are you. You can write the inquiry, something that lets you know that when you come back to this page, if you want to do this in stages, you know that the theme for this particular entry in your journal is about joy and becoming aware of joy. So you're going to begin writing all your thoughts and experiences that on your colored page that you painted or colored about joy. So I use the prompt, I feel joy when, right? I feel joy walking, I feel joy swimming. And I extend that to much more than I don't just say I feel joy walking. I say I feel joy walking on the beach with my husband and things like that. So you'll see a demonstration here in a little bit on exactly how to get started with that. So enjoy watching this part. Just to reiterate, this is a marking of my page theme. I write joy on the page so that when I go back, if I do this in stages, and sometimes I do, sometimes there's days where I feel like I need to go to my joy page. And I might create several joy pages. And there's a method to going back to these more positive centric pages, is it allows us to connect with those parts of us that really see things in a more simple way. That when our minds get complicated with all kinds of day in day out muck and mire type stuff, coming to a joy page or happiness page or creative page for me really gets me focused and centered and grounded in my true self. So you see, I wrote my first item. And here is my finished product. You can see I wrote in both white and black. The white showed up better on the darker colors and the black could show up on the lighter areas of my design. It is late in the evening, so I wanted to demonstrate that the particular art piece is not, it doesn't look like that. It's the sunlight coming through my window in the late afternoon. The sun is setting into my studio, and so I just wanted to wiggle the paper so you knew that that's not a design choice. Step 3 of this process is journal either on the same page or on the back side the answer to the following. So as you did the process, I'm not asking you to think about more joyful things. What did you notice about your body, your senses, the things that were you might be experiencing about joy through doing the exercise? How do you feel as compared to when you start? So at the start of the exercise, you were asked to take note of how you feel prior to, and now, how do you feel? Is there been a change or a shift? And then start to look over your answers. And is there themes? Like, is a lot of your joyful activities outdoors, indoors, doing certain things like athletic things, being with family? What are the themes that you're noticing? Really pay attention to the things that bring you joy. Okay, that was the end of the exercise. I hope that you will give it a try. Creativity has a way of connecting us to the subconscious mind and allows us to come up with a lot more information than if we were to muscle through it. It connects us to a function called automaticity. It's why we have great ideas that happen to us when we're least expecting it, like in the shower or driving, and places where you don't have a easy way to capture these wonderful ideas. And by doing something creative with a paintbrush and or crayons or markers, you have something right there to write down whatever comes up from your subconscious into your conscious mind, and it allows you to get to know yourself on a whole new level. It's an awareness building practice, and it allows us to begin to be intentional with our lives. So, through this How Joyful Are You awareness inquiry, now you have a page full of ideas on how to be intentional with your life and bring more joyful activities into your life. So next up is a poster of the brain chemicals that produce happiness within us, and some activities related to those brain chemicals and what those brain chemicals do in the body. So I decided to put those into the video so that you could see there are designated activities to produce certain types of happiness brain chemicals. That is also in the PDF that I mentioned at the top of the video. So be sure to check out the PDF. It has the joyful assessment, poster on these brain chemicals, as well as some additional information from Dr. King, who is a researcher on joy. Hope you enjoyed this. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye for now.